Did you see the clip where Seagull was in the Overwatch 2 beta with 20,000 people watching him?
Oh, he's like, he's not going to headshot me.
He's like, Hans, he's really good, but I'm a Hanzo god. Let's see if he headshots me in less than 3 seconds. And as soon as he jumps out of spawn, he gets headshotted and he throws his freaking hands up. He's like, oh my god.
Ayo. Hello. Episode 33. I almost said 32 again. We're getting up there in numbers. It's kind of cool. Eventually, it'll be really cool when you get to say like 100 or something.
Or our 1 year episode.
That's coming up.
Is it?
Dude, yes. That's actually
Oh, wait. Fun. Yeah, there's only 52 weeks in a year. I'm like, oh, yeah, 300 something fucking episodes.
And there's a few weeks that have been missed. So, yeah, dude, welcome to the Ezclappodcast.
We do have some lost files. Our Halloween episode is a lost file.
Holy shit.
We may have to bring that up for the 1 year.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm your host, Twizz. I almost said my full one, and I fucking never do that.
Twizzy. How'd you give your Apex name?
Nah, that's good. Of course, we got Soapydishwaters over here.
Soapydishwaters, yeah.
Right.
You want to know my Apex name?
No, we don't. You know what's weird is I call you Soapydishwaters on here sometimes, but like I never ever say Twizzler Lips. Even though, like,
you say Twizz.
I just say Twizz.
I don't get the cool Soapy.
I always say Soapy.
I feel like when you say my last name, it's like I'm in trouble. Dishwaters.
Anyways, a lot of Overwatch happening. I feel like this is slowly just turning into just an Overwatch League podcast. And for right now, it's fine because it's kind of
But we do like covering Smash. We do.
Yeah, I mean, there's majors coming up. Well, recently there was Summit, right?
I didn't see any big names. I did not see any big names at Summit.
Well, that's because it was Melee. I'm sure you're looking at it and you're like, hey, yo, I don't know any of these names. It was just Melee.
What is that? GameCube?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there wasn't any...
That's why I didn't recognize the name.
It wasn't any Ultimate.
Super was talking about it, and he pulled up the bracket, and so I did too, and I was like, wait.
You probably only knew, like, Hungrybox?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
He's, like, the most famous player.
Who the fuck are y'all?
Okay. Or Mango?
What are y'all doing in my house?
Okay, whatever. Anyways... I want to talk about some Overwatch League week two, some upsets. Were they actually upsets? Am I losing my mind, dude? It is.
No, there was definitely an upset.
Okay, I'm pulling up the bracket right now.
The Vancouver Titans beat the San Francisco Shock 3-0.
Shut up.
If you believe that, get off the podcast.
Anyways, before we get started, we should talk about where we're at in terms of like how many we've got right and wrong.
Yeah. Because I think last week I said that I was at a humble, what was it? I think I'd made the climb from 6,000 to 3,600.
Okay. You don't gotta tell you. I mean, I wasn't gonna go by my rank. I was just gonna see if like.
Oh, I was gonna go by my rank real quick. I feel like everyone needs to see constant improvement, and that's all I'm about, baby. Now I'm 1614. So there's only 1,613 people in front of me. Not that many. And I can smell them.
Okay, do you know what you are like overall though? Because right now, I'm
like my like how many points I have?
No, like how many you've gotten right. My Preds alone, I'm 18-3 right now. Like I'm fucking dude.
Let me see.
I'm banging out these Preds.
I'm banging, orangatanga banging.
What's your like? Just going like the last weeks, you got to count.
1, 2.
Oh my god, he's counting out loud. Anyways, while he does that, last time I talked a lot of shit about the number one person in the leaderboard. I think he's a cheater. Murk your ass, bro. I know you're obsessed with me because I was coming for number one. I've taken a little tumble. I might have gotten 2 Preds wrong this weekend, maybe just 1. So I've dropped down to like the 6th most points overall, which is still really good. But
I'm 16-6.
That's still really fucking good. If you really think about it, like
that's
anything over.
And I got the double point game perfectly correct.
Oh, that's probably how you caught up a lot because of that.
Because I got 6 points for that.
I think anything over like 75% is like you're doing really fucking good.
Is that 75%?
I know.
Math wizards. We need a statistician for this podcast. JK, we don't have any money. JK, we have a ton of money.
It's like right around that. So for me, it's really fucking high because I'm only got 3 wrong so far. Wait, that number's not right. I just saw what that number was.
Yeah, I can't math.
Okay, that's fine.
I need to wait. Yeah, there we go. Wait.
Dude. Oh my god, I have to do math every day at work. I could fucking
I'm
figure
at
it out.
72%.
Okay, there you
72%.
go. That's really fucking
Don't
good.
check that math. Do not check that math. It's late. We record this podcast pretty late at night.
Anyways, yeah. So, we're doing pretty good on Preds. At the end of this tournament, we'll talk about like what our biggest misses were for like our Preds and stuff, and biggest things going into the next tournament and stuff like that. It'll be really cool where we end up at the year because
Yes, that is like what actually matters. I think.
Yeah, I know in the beginning of the year it's hard to predict because like
you don't know. There's so many new players on new teams,
and then as you get further into like meta changes, you get more like I don't knows because people get good signings and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, if Roadhog randomly became really good right now, I think Preds change.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say who was gonna be good.
Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Probably
maybe Soul,
Houston, because of Piggy.
Soul Dynasty, because of what's his name?
Smurf.
No, wait. Oh, I know he's not there. I was thinking the guy that played Hog when they lost to San Francisco Shock in the championship.
Oh, Gesture.
Was it Gesture?
Gesture played Hog, yeah.
I thought it was maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Marvel
and Gesture.
Yeah, because he was like constantly on the flank, like on the prowl.
Yeah, because he plays.
People say that gameplay is like stale, but I think it's hilarious.
Whatever. So really quickly, we'll talk about what happened this past week. Do we want to do? Let's do like rankings overall, really quick. What's changed? No change at the top. San Francisco
Sox.
The San Francisco Sox are at 4-0 right now. They've only lost 2 maps. They've got a +10 differential. This is kind of nuts for what this team's doing. So yeah, there's no change there. Number 2 overall in the standings, Los Angeles Gladiators. They lost this week.
They did.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say they won, but no. They only played 1 match. They lost and somehow went up in ranking because everyone else above them lost, which is kind of weird.
Because the Atlanta Reign got 3-0'd.
Now, see, the Atlanta Reign are also 2-1, but they're third because of map differential. They're 6-4 in maps instead of 8-5, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, and then we got the Florida Mayhem at 3.
There's like a major 6-team tie for third.
Yeah, well,
only determined by map differential, but they're all in quotes third.
Well, 4 of them aren't determined by map differential anymore. It goes like your total score, map differential, and then your head-to-head, and then your strength of schedule.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of crazy.
That's a lot going into it. It sounds like we're doing the NCAA football championship.
If you notice what that does is it influences bad teams to be higher because their strength of schedule is harder.
Like the London Spitfire?
Okay, so we got Florida, London, Toronto, Washington, all tied for 3rd place with Atlanta. Man, fucking seeing London up here.
Well, then seeing Houston at 8th place, and then seeing Dallas at 9th.
If the tournament started right now, Dallas wouldn't even make it in the tournament, which is, to me, kind of crazy. Absurd. Yeah, so then we got...
The only team that's punched their ticket is the San Francisco Shock. They're the only teams that could now lose the rest of their games and make it into the kickoff clash.
Can they really?
Yep. They tweeted about it. They said, we're the only team that is
probably
ready.
Because of how good their map differential is also.
Yeah.
So then after that, we got Houston at 8, Dallas at 9, Boston at 10, New York at 11, Paris at 12, and Vancouver at 13. These bottom ones, like Paris, Vancouver,
both have not won
a match yet. No, in fact, I think Paris have won 1 map. They're 1-9 in maps.
Yeah, somehow I know Vancouver's 0-4 and Paris is 0-3, but Vancouver's at least won 3 maps.
Yeah. Also, they went map 5 against
Boston,
and they almost won that. They kind of C9 a little bit, so they really could have a win.
Definitely a C9.
Yeah, they definitely could have had a win here. Okay, so the matches this week, was there any ones that stood out to you specifically that you want to talk about?
Yeah, the Houston match against Toronto that went to overtime.
We're talking about the same match?
Map 5.
Shit, yeah.
It was a back and forth. Houston looked kind of sloppy and Toronto looked good.
This wasn't a reverse sweep, right? No, it wasn't.
No.
Toronto won the first map, and then Houston won 2, and then they won 2.
There was a reverse sweep, though.
Yeah, but this in general. This is one of those that, I went back and rewatched because I didn't watch it live.
It was one of those where, I like both teams. Again, I like Toronto as, my, wild card. That's my, yours is, NYXL and, Washington, maybe.
Yeah, I like Washington a lot.
Toronto is, my, you know what? If I'm going to put a feisty bet, here it is. I wanted Houston to win, but it was one of those games where, they won it at the end, but did they deserve it? No. And
you don't think they deserve this win?
No, because Toronto figured out the Doomfist comp.
Oh,
They were just tagging him.
For some reason, I heard Toronto didn't deserve the win.
Oh,
Houston
no.
did. Yeah, you're right.
Houston did not
deserve the win. Yeah, Houston is just the better.
They're running a comp and they're running it at such a high level that it's surprising people. And literally, as soon as they switch to Sombra,
yeah, it fucking beats it.
Surprise! Dante was done skis.
I think it's like they're just like the better London Spitfire. London Spitfire just one trick a Reinhardt comp.
Yep.
And like Houston is one tricking this Doomfist comp, thinking it's gonna like beat everyone because they beat Dallas.
Yeah.
It's like
they were like, oh wait, Tankte or Doomte or whatever they're calling it.
Don Tank.
Yeah. Literally every friggin' abbreviation. Like
yeah.
And literally all it took was one team to be like, you know what? Sombra counter Doomfist in Overwatch 1. Maybe it'll work in Overwatch 2. And literally it does, because she could hack him out of his like defensive like charge where he takes 90% reduced damage.
Down,
and then he gets fried down every single time. He gets antied and then he's done.
You know, it's surprising. It's kind of interesting. It tells you the MVP of the match here. And it was Muse. So
MVP was Toronto.
It makes sense though that it's like the tank. But to me, this is an absurd statement to say, but it almost felt like the DPS from Toronto was doing so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's because of the like Sombra, but also like Hisu just in general. I mean, bro, this is someone that is like in running. Okay, this is a way early like thing to say, but MVP right now, dude, Hisu's definitely in the like discussion of like one of the best players in the league.
I would say Hisu.
Now, see, I know who you're going to name. The one thing I will say, though, is
Proper?
that think about them compared to their team, though. Because when you think of MVP, it's like you're the most valuable player in the league because, like, you stand out so much, like Leave was for Chengdu. Like, it's hard for Proper to win. It's hard for Kilo or Sam to win because think about who else. Are they really the most valuable player on their team? Because if you sub them out, they'll still win, that team probably.
Reiner, if we're talking.
That's a good one, yeah. Reiner's a good MVP choice.
I feel like MVP is probably going to be a tank then.
I think so too.
Because they removed that, or it's going to be an Ana player.
Dude, yeah, Ana's so good right now.
Think about it. This is a hot take. That was so loud. I'm sorry. These mics are like hypersensitive. Sir Majed,
dude, for Florida.
Yes, his anti-nades are crazy. Like he may die. Like I feel like. I mean, okay, I say that, but he does have the least deaths on Ana currently.
He also has the highest eliminations, I think, on Ana.
Yes, because he's first in 2 categories, and then he's least in deaths. So he's first technically in 3 categories, and the other one, it's like he's third. So it's like he's the number 1 Ana in the league right now.
Yeah,
like,
he's kind of carrying for them. But
his antis are nuts. That's what I'm saying. Like, but like that's all I feel like I hear about is like Finn hit a crazy 5-man anti, or Sir Majed hit a 4-man anti, and that's what caused the team fight. I feel like I said, it's gonna be. I won't make a who's gonna be right now. Because we haven't even seen APAC play.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a tank player or it's going to be a Ana.
Yeah, I think if you're just going off of NA, like...
Because I don't think a Lucio, because the other heel is mainly playing Lucio. I don't think a Lucio player will get it unless it's freaking, what's his name? The DPS heavy Lucio. What team is he on? I'll come back to that.
Okay. I think, like... I know this sounds weird because I just said that, like, Hisu could be it. But I think also Dante is also one of those players that... Without him on their team, like
he's gonna get an upvote just because he's flexing roles.
Yeah, well,
which is kind of unfortunate to everyone else because it's like.
But he's also like Houston's whole identity. Like Houston is Dante. I know they have Pelican and he fries and he has like the fucking Fleta deadlift, but like without Dante, like what comp are they running? Like they're running the Piggy Monkey comp that fucking is not good.
No,
so like
Piggy on Sigma, which is good, but just didn't really work out when they ran it.
The only other player that I think that has like totally stood out, at least, well, to me,
I would say Yaki. I think Yaki is doing so much for NYXL, but it's getting like it's one of those things where it's like you're doing it on a bad team, just like when he did it with Florida Mayhem. It's like your name gets almost overshadowed because you're on such a shit team.
Yeah, I was gonna say the few times that like Ons has got to play has totally stood out. Someone.
Well, even if he's not, they made it like a good point. Even though he could not be like hitting shots at the moment, just the fact that you know that he's there on the map somewhere.
He's kind of threatening.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Yeah, but it's the same. I will say though that I think the better Widowmaker right now is Happy.
Happy is insane.
Dude, Happy is kind of fucking cracked. I know.
But the cool thing is though with Ons is like when he's flexed over to Soldier, he's still
He's still good.
been dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I think those are players that stand out. Now,
did you see the clip where Seagull was in the Overwatch 2 beta with 20,000 people watching him?
he's like,
and
he's
he
not
said,
going to headshot me.
he's like, Hans, he's really good, but I'm a Hanzo god. Let's see if he headshots me in less than 3 seconds. And as soon as he jumps out of spawn, he gets headshotted and he throws his freaking hands up. He's like, oh my god. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think another match that I want to talk about, one, Washington beating Toronto 3-1. Because this is another of they call it the Circle of Suck, by the way. I called it the
Circle
Battle
of Suck. That sounds like a category on a not safe for work website.
I called it the Battle of Bozos, but the Circle of Suck. Okay.
The Bread Bowl, the new Bread Bowl is the term the Overwatch League is using.
This is one of those few times that I don't know that this match was really that close. Like, okay.
And I think last year, the Toronto-Washington games were always good games.
Bangers, yeah. Okay. Toronto wins the first map on this on Elios, like 2-0, right?
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking it was very like comp based, like the reason why they're doing it. And also, I think we saw Decay pull out, what's her name, Symmetra, and like, okay, we get it, he likes Symmetra, but fucking relax. This was one that got won in the last fight of Push, which I feel like we see a lot. Which we can talk about Push after this.
Yeah, it's either you win last fight or you
dominate,
get rolled.
Yeah. But I think that this is one of those like DPS super, super outshined Toronto. Just like the sheer power of Happy and Decay is actually like one of the best DPS duos in the league right now. And it like they outdo so many different teams. Like, well, obviously, like I'm not going to include like London and Boston because their DPS kind of below.
Whoa, like striker slander.
Okay, but the duo, like the duo of DPS, like. They're outdoing people like the Atlanta DPS.
You don't think Spitfires? Or I guess it's they only have their
backbone.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say they only have their hit scan.
Like
their Tracer God.
They're outdoing people like the New York Excelsior DPS. Like Floor is kind of like he
did good this last series though.
Yeah, but he's kind of like he's Edison. He's like Edison for Fuel, where it's like he's good, but like
he's good enough to be there in the Overwatch League.
Is like so much better than him.
Yeah,
and he's kind of like.
And that's how it is.
We're like Happy and Decay. They're both just fucking dominating. It's like this, like San Francisco's DPS. Like both of them have these huge pop-off moments. Like,
I
like
will
the
say,
Gladiators.
I will say, I think San Francisco looks stronger with Kilo in on the Soldier than
proper.
Than Sam on like Echo Genji.
Yeah,
because you need proper in there.
Yeah,
dude, proper is disgusting.
Okay. I think the ideal comp for them is proper playing Tracer. And then you bring in
Kilo playing Soldier.
Yep. Yeah, that comp is fucking disgusting. Now,
but did you notice that Genji got played a lot less week 2?
Yeah, he did.
Because they the same thing that you said, like the Genji Blades, like you said it specifically with Sparkle, because that's just the match that we were seeing at the time. Like Blade doesn't seem that good, and even the commentator said, like, yeah, Blade's one of those ults now that's like it's a solo
by the
ult.
sword and dying by the sword.
Yeah, but it's like a solo ult. That's it. Like you solo ult one person with a blade, and then by that time, because everyone's fast or everyone has some kind of mobility, they're out, and that's why the visor is just so much better, because visors are getting 4 or 5Ks.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Tracer has like the better solo ult anyways, just because
you get it so fast.
Dude, sticking a fucking healer in this game will win you the fucking like the match every single time.
Or I saw one where Sleeping Monkey, and they just like stick headshot, and then like their tank's gone. You literally win the fight.
Yeah, see that, but this now going back to this Florida or Toronto Washington match. This was one of those that, like, okay, I got this pred right that Washington was going to win, but it's super biased because I think I just favor every single player in Washington except for Hisu. Like, he could kind of, like, throw a wrench in it, but, like, I don't know how this affects the, like, standings because they're all tied for third place. So we'll go and rank them at the end like we did last time, but, like, this is another one of those that's like, well, fucking, what do we do now? Because another team is just like beating another team that also just won a match. You know what I mean? So like
it's like a little
Toronto just got
a love triangle.
Like Toronto got a really close match against was it Houston this week? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where they literally lost game 5 push.
Okay.
And overtime.
Yeah, but then they go and then they like lose to Washington kind of poorly. You know what I mean?
Where it's like their loss to Houston raises their stock, but then their loss to Washington like severely lowers.
Yeah. But then we see Washington is a good team now, and so that win that Dallas has over them, I told you this, remember? Like Dallas is 3-0 over Washington looks so good now because Washington is
Has
like
gone in 3-1.
3-0'd Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is the team that 3-0'd Atlanta. Like,
And Atlanta looked bad. Okay, Atlanta as a team looked bad, but the fucking major, you know how everyone says bright spot, dark spot? Dude,
bro.
Hawk was confused. This guy couldn't tell if he was hawk, pigeon, swallow. Like, dude, this guy had no idea what he was.
Yeah, we can talk about that match next.
And guess what?
Washington versus Atlanta 3-0. And let me fucking tell you.
Dude, and Hawk was still so bad, and Gator didn't get playtime. Fuck you, Gator.
Okay, I will say, well, you know what? I won't even say that because I was going to say the maps favor Washington, but they didn't. Because Atlanta has such a good main tank on them. If they want to try some like brawly shit, they've got Eichenwald, Dorado, Colosseo, like 3 maps where you could really get away with playing like the London Spitfire style-esque.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Washington came in and fucking smoked them. The push 74-32, which is double their score. Like at no point was this close.
No.
And then 3-0
3-0
on Dorado, they got full held. And then Eichenwald went to like OT. But like
at that point, you're already down 2-0.
yeah, and Eichenwald
You're just fighting
like,
for life.
Is such a good like everything map. You can play Reinhardt, you can play Doomfist, you can play Orisa, you can play like you know what I mean, like Monkey. So, dude, I don't even know what to say here because the way that Washington won was focus like Hawk on tank, which is so different from what teams do where they focus supports.
They dive the tank.
Okay, usually you're like, we'll dive the Ana, we'll get the kill. Like what Houston does, like with Pelican and Dante, like they'll jump on a healer, they'll kill him and get out. Like Washington said, fuck that, we're going just for your tank. Both DPS will fight a tank at the same time, kill them, and then they're like, all right, we win the match now.
Yeah,
like, you know
now
what I
we're
mean?
just picking off people running to spawn.
And I think that just shows like, I think that's a better win con by killing a tank than it is killing Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, granted, either way, you're probably winning the fight, but you're winning the fight more often without your Winston, without your like Doomfist. Because
it's like at least if you kill the Ana and you just have Winston and let's just say Lucio or Doomfist Lucio, both have mobility, so it's like packs are still in play. Winston could have ult survivability. Doomfist has the 90% reduction.
Yeah.
So it's like the survivability is just that much longer.
And you still have peel for everyone else. Like there's all these utilities you can use, but like when your Winston's out of the play, like you can't farm mana on anyone.
I mean, I think I see that a lot with NYXL. As soon as what's his name on freaking Winston? Kellen.
Yeah.
As soon as Kellen literally probably has the most time slept on Winston.
Yo, he does
honestly.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's not bad. It's just like that shows the power of like if you just take them out of the fight, even with a sleep, like.
Yeah, I will say. Okay, we'll talk about New York in a second because they've gone through the fucking gauntlet. Like, they don't deserve the like ranking they're at right now. They deserve to be a little higher, not like super high, but I mean they've had to play every single good team right now.
Every team that's in the top 3.
Yeah, but yeah, so this win over Atlanta is even bigger. Like, dude, where the fuck is Atlanta now? Because everyone before this week put them at like number 1, number 2. I don't think they deserve to be number 1 or number 2 after this. But if they do, then Washington has to be higher than them because. Like, I don't know because like,
well, it's like they look
so bad against Dallas though.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's super weird. We can talk about another match. You know, it was a fucking club banger, but like, ended up. Oh wait, no, that one. What was the match that we were talking about where like they literally won by like? Hold
on. Houston, Florida.
No, Dallas Gladiators.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Dallas Fuel versus Los Angeles.
That
Gladiators.
Was the reverse sweep.
The reverse sweep. This is like one of the best.
My hopium was at an all-time high.
This is one of the best matches of this season so far, but this like match score is so deceiving because it was 3-2. It was a reverse sweep, but
Dallas could have won
3-0.
Yes,
they lost by less than 1 meter on push. They lost in the last fight, and then they lost 4-3 on Gibraltar. Like they lost in OT.
Yeah, it's literally like someone got a pick
one
that
play.
changed. Yeah, one play, one ultimate used, or one misplay.
And you know what the play was on Gibraltar? If I remember correctly, this is when like they were about to win the fight. Dallas was, and then Brig gets a 3K, and that's when I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! Are you kidding me? Like to win the match, like a character that has been nerfed into the fucking ground, like." I don't know, man. That
yeah.
I know like everyone hates on Brig. I like Brig, but dude, like there's got to be some. I don't want to get into it, but I feel like Brig could get reworked and like still have a different impact on the game. But there's not much to say on this. Like it says the MVP was Hanbin. I think the MVP was Fielder. This man stayed alive through fucking
Everything.
dude against the fucking the firing squad of Ons and Kevster against him.
Hans Kevster and Reiner.
Like he had everything.
But
going
Hanman
against him.
Zarya was just
It
different.
was different, yeah. And like this was the one time we saw a comp change different from just like Dawn Tank and the monkey shit, because they pulled out Zarya and they said, "Hey APAC, this is what they're playing, so we should try it."
Literally in an interview, confirmed.
Yeah, it's true. Now they tried this though against
Houston. They
got
rolled.
They got fucking rolled. I think this comp just works against Monkey and loses to Doomfist if it's a good Doomfist. But also there was some shit where they pulled out Patafan in that match against Houston. So like, right, yeah. Patafan played first map against Houston, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And he was kind of. Wait, I'm losing my shit, dude. I'm talking about the Dallas Fuel. I meant the LA Gladiators. Whatever. You know what I meant.
Yeah, Patafan. I'm not a fan.
Really good, yeah. So yeah, once again, like, does this raise Dallas' stocks all that much? Because how high can you rate the Gladiators when they don't have a good win yet? You know what I mean?
They kind of played some Mickey Mouse teams and then lost to the Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, who have been 3-0'd by Houston, who 3-0'd Washington, but then Houston loses to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's like this Houston and Toronto and Dallas all better than the Glads right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Preds are like one win away from like this whole like actual real leaderboard being just shifted completely.
It would, I think this just proves that you need like more matches for it to make sense. And I think I'm looking at the matches for this week because we'll do some Preds really quick. I think this week will definitely tell us where two of the teams are because they play each other, and
one of the teams has already stamped their. I think two of the teams right now have already stamped their spot in the league.
With who? Oh wait, the number 1 and number fucking 13 team.
Okay, 3 teams.
Okay, who's the other team? Okay, so
the number 1 and then 12-13.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
But I do not think Vancouver will end up in the 13th spot. Okay, wait, we saw their strength of schedule, but eventually they will have to play Paris. And dude, they will beat Paris.
I have a feeling that they'll get a win of one of these next 10 matches where they have to fucking play literally the best teams in the whole league. But eventually the team's going to slip up. Or, like, they have so many good pieces on Vancouver now.
Well, it's also one of those things where, like, Vancouver's in, like, a power position by being the worst, because it's like you could go out and experiment with this fucking comp that nobody's ever seen before and then roll someone and they're like, what the fuck was that? Why would you even try that? And they're like, that's Omega Brain Rush shit. But it's like, why we can only do that because we're like, oh, we're probably gonna lose anyways, right?
Yeah, I just like, okay, with fucking players like Aspire, with Mirror now, with Shockwave. They've got
Shockwave looks good too,
dude. And they've got.
I will say when they play, I was excited to see Mirror play, and they look worse with Mirror in.
Yeah, they do.
Unfortunately,
but also like, he hasn't had as much practice time as everyone else. I get that, but
yeah. And I heard he was playing in Florida.
Was he really?
Yeah, during that game, because Florida Mayhem even tweeted like, would be a shame if he DC'd mid-game, because I think like Florida was nice and was letting him play for the Vancouver Titans like practice from their facility in Florida. Like they didn't just like kick him out the door as soon as they cut him, and then I think he was actually playing on land from Florida.
Oh, yeah,
which is nice.
They've got a dedicated Lucio player too, which like a lot of teams don't have, and it's still like not. They still like all.
You
would
think if you have like a one trick, but that's crazy that you brought that up, because it's like if you have a one trick Lucio, he better be the best Lucio in the league, and then you have these people that are both like flex supports that have one of them has flexed over to Lucio and is performing better.
Yeah, like fucking Lastro for the Houston Outlaws is so good on Lucio.
Yes,
and he doesn't play Lucio. Like, I don't know, dude. I feel like they have all the pieces to win matches, and they're just like not clicking yet.
Well, they had to win one of these 4, like these last 2 weeks, and they didn't. So that's why it's like, holy shit.
And like, I think this shoots your confidence so low because going into these next matches, you're not supposed to win any of them when you could have won some of these matches.
Yeah. Well, especially when you see London, the team that you only got your win off of last year, is 2-1.
Yeah. Jeez, dude. The poor fucking Vancouver Titans. There was like, there's still hope. They could still.
They said they've never fully recovered from getting boomed by the San Francisco Shock and dropping their whole. Why did they drop their whole roster? They lose in a championship. Like, damn.
Yeah,
and now you throw your whole fucking company into the dirt.
I think like
They're about to bankrupt the Vancouver Titans.
I think the Vancouver Titans just need to sign a good tank, and then they might have everything they need because everything else is there. Now, granted, their Ana isn't great, but literally everything else is fucking good about this team. So like,
Have Mirror try tank at this point.
he plays Doomfist.
Yeah.
There you go. That literally might be.
Yeah,
what
you
they
could
do.
pull a Houston card.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm predicting that. You'll see Mirror Doomfist. I want to see Sparkle Doomfist. I'm still waiting.
That's true. Yeah.
But I mean, you literally have Fearless and
Hanbin.
Hanbin.
And
So
Hanbin's like the best story in the world.
and
right
Fearless
now,
is the
so.
best monkey in the world. Well, Overwatch 1 best monkey in the world. So it's like you probably won't see.
Yeah.
Unless Doomfist becomes like hard meta because let me tell you, Hanbin and Fearless is Doomfist. Who was it? Dante said we didn't stay for the post game interview of the Dallas Fuel Houston Outlaws match,
Oh, yeah.
but Dante literally said, "I'll probably give Fearless some tips on Doomfist," and I was like, "Damn," because that is true. Fearless's Doomfist looked as lost as Hawk did.
Yeah, you can't just pull out Doomfist right now as a tank. You're
No.
just gonna lose.
I use Doomfist right now in deathmatch, and I think I said last time I was like, "Wait, I'm figuring it out." It's stuck under the table.
Oh.
Here, I'll lift it.
Hey yo, nice.
There we
All
go.
right.
Technical difficulties.
Anyways, let's go over some Preds for this week. Okay. APAC games are going to happen this week too, and we'll talk about that after
Whole new
these.
hemisphere.
But let's just do NA, and then we'll go to APAC. So
Whole new
there's
hemisphere.
going to be 9 matches, I think, for NA, starting on Friday. The first one, we got Washington Justice versus the Paris Eternal. Okay, there's literally nothing to talk about here. The Paris Eternal dickheads. I liked this team last year, and then they go and pull whatever.
They pull 100 Thieves on Naga.
Yeah, they kind of did. And also, like, I feel bad for Wub, though, because, like, it's not his fault. Like, I'm going to take that opportunity also. But he also said it, like, in a statement, he's just like, I literally just got access to Overwatch 2. Like, all these teams have been practicing on Overwatch 2, and I've literally not got to practice on it. Like, you got to give me a second. But he did look really bad in their match. Like, he did not look good. So I got Justice 3-0.
I have Justice 3-0 as
Okay,
well.
yeah. And then we got Florida Mayhem versus New York Excelsior. This match could be really, really close. Florida recently has looked really good.
But New York has also looked good despite their record.
Yeah, they've played good teams. That's what I was going to bring up. Like, I don't know that.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you're, let's just say you're the number 10 team in college football, and your next game you go and play Bama, who's number 1. When you lose to Bama as the 10th team, you don't drop down to fucking last place. You drop to maybe 11. You know what I mean? Because your strength of schedule is so ridiculous. And I think that's kind of...
And you know what? So their matches were Gladiators, Atlanta, San Francisco.
Who were all undefeated at the time.
At the time.
Okay,
were,
minus their first game, obviously.
Now, like, the Atlanta Reign match, now that looks worse now because Atlanta got 3-0'd, but it's still Atlanta at the time.
And Atlanta looked good that game.
Yeah.
That was the Nero 5K game.
The match they won was against Vancouver, and apart from the map they lost, it was pretty convincing. Like, they looked good. So, like, they've done everything they can to be good. It's just, like, you had a tough schedule. That's just kind of how it is. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I have Mayhem 3-1.
Okay. I hate crediting 3-2s, but I have Mayhem 3-2, but I could really see New York winning this match. This is one match that I think technically could be an upset, but I really think New York is a better team than Florida, and I think Florida's kind of pulled some fucking magic out of their hat. I think, magic, like, I don't know. Someone has been really, really good, and I don't think anyone expected that. And Sir Majed being good is also unexpected.
I think someone is better than the freaking tank for New York. I can never remember. Kellen.
Kellen, yeah. Yeah, I agree, but I think that...
I feel like Kellen, for the amount of times he's sleeping, like, I think he may just, like, overextend a little too much. Like, I think when I was watching the game, all I could think in my head is, like, if they would just play as a walking bubble, like, when they play the Reaper, like, Flora on Reaper, like, and just walk. But it seems like they're kind of too spread out, and I feel like in this game you can't do that.
Yeah. I think that the DPS line are better here for New York.
I would agree.
And I kind of think that has Florida had to go up against, like, an incredibly good DPS line? I got to press on their matches really quick. The 2 matches they lost, okay, I know they lost to...
Houston.
Yeah, they lost to Houston.
Which was Merritt and Pelican, which I would say is a pretty good...
Yeah, I got to go to matches. But I'm forgetting who their other match they lost to was. They lost to... Atlanta. So like they've got against. So the two matches they've gone up against good DPS,
Nero
they've
and Kai.
lost. And then Pelican and Merritt, they've lost. And convincingly lost to Atlanta. It was close against Houston. But even then, I don't think all those matches were close against Houston.
Well, in Houston, like we said, it's like a gimmick team because it's like if Doomfist just isn't working, they're done. Okay. And Dante, I feel like, has to be playing not just good Doomfist, he has to be playing like
great Doomfist.
Carry Doomfist. Because like when he played Doomfist against Dallas, I was like, holy fuck, this guy's different. Yeah. But then when they played against Toronto, I was like, what is going on?
And then
like he was missing fully charged punches on people that weren't moving. I think he missed like 3 punches in a row on Ana, and even Uber was just like, how was he missing those? Like that, like you don't miss those kind of thing.
Yeah, and the matches they won were against Paris and Vancouver. So they played the 2 bottom teams and then 2 upper middle teams, and like the 2 upper middle teams DPS.
That's fine. I'll move my Pred to 3-2.
Okay, because of that, dude.
You know what? Here, I'll do the wild card. I'll predict.
No,
I'll predict 3-2 New York. Because now I'm changing.
Because New York is my team though. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't mind risking it. I'm gonna go 3-2 New York also. If you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I feel like
I have no attachment to Florida.
No, me either. And I think that everything that I just talked myself into, like,
I think you just you sold it very well. I
think so too. Okay, Toronto Defiant against the Dallas Fuel, fucking banger match.
I have that 3-2 Fuel.
Okay,
because
I do also
because of how close the Houston match was.
But you could also see this going the other way, right?
Yes.
Like
if Hisu does Hisu, you know what I mean? And then and if Fearless or like if Han, this is literally how it would happen. Hisu has to be going nuts, and then Hanbin Zarya can't be working.
Yeah,
that's how I see it winning.
Now, like we don't know how Sombra matches up against this Zarya comp though, because Toronto can pull out the Sombra.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Hanbin literally has to be on it because Fearless on Monkey right now seems to not be working for them.
That's true.
Like Monkey is the meta pick for the league right now, but for whatever reason, Fearless can't figure it out. That's why they're having to put Hanbin in there.
Yeah.
And then they can't play Doomfist. Diva doesn't make sense. Roadhog see no play. Ball see no play. And then
like the flexing isn't there for them because they have to keep like they're flexing.
Unfortunately,
their 2 tanks,
I don't want to say this, but they seem like London Spitfire. Like they have this comp right now.
Like they're just good at that.
They have the Hanbin comp right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine because they're the first to do it in NA because they talk to APAC, but
I think dude, this is so weird though because Hisu is better than Edison on the hit scan. And then
I think
Finale and then Finale is not as good as Sparkle's going to be, but like I think if Hisu is this much like so much better than Edison is, then it's okay if Sparkle's better than like Finale as long as it's
like
close.
Washes, yeah.
As long as it's kind of close, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like both their supports are really good. It's just who's gonna win this fucking tank battle and will your DPS beat their tanks? And like fuck, dude. This is part of the fucking circle of teams that have lost.
I'm not changing my Pred here. I'm saying 3-2.
Okay.
I do think it'll be a banger and mash match.
I'm not changing it either. I'm just saying that like this is another one of those that like anything could happen here. Toronto could come out in 3-1, and I really wouldn't be as surprised as like I would if it was a different team.
I think that would literally rock the league if that happened though.
Well, yeah, but like
if Dallas loses, they will rock the league. Toronto will rock the league.
Oh yeah. Well, if Toronto wins this match, they're the actual real deal. Like,
yeah, and then people will severely start questioning Dallas.
I think it'll submit Dallas as like a middle of the pack team, but then it'll like put Toronto with the like upper echelon teams that they could probably take matches off of like San Francisco.
I could see Toronto beating Atlanta.
Yeah, I could too. So their matches this year have been Washington, where they lost. But see, the Dallas beat Washington though.
But then Washington beat Atlanta. That's why I say that I think we can beat Atlanta.
Yeah. And also remember they beat Houston, and then Houston swamped Dallas. Like you know what I mean? Like there's all these like, and then the Paris match they 3-0'd, and let me tell you, that was a fucking really quick 3-0. Like they dominated a bad team, and like
I think literally, I think Uber was casting that. And he was even saying like these matches aren't like even worth casting. They're they're so boring. They're so just severely one-sided that it's just not fun.
Yeah,
for anyone. It's not fun for the viewer either because it's just like, damn, you lost a team fight. Damn, you lost a team fight.
There's like a saying for, I think it's usually like college football, but it's like the difference between like a good team and a great team is that like great teams dominate bad teams. Like they don't just like come in and win. Like they go in there and they're like, dude, we don't care. Like we are this much better than you.
Yeah,
And
we
that's
said
what
that last week, where it's like if you're playing an unranked team, like we're saying the Alabama Bowl,
Yeah.
you're supposed to win 80-0 against a nobody team.
If you just come in and win, it's going to be like
People
hey,
are like,
man,
wait, why'd you only win by 5 points against?
Yeah, so if they come in and win this, dude, Toronto is the real deal. But yeah, I also have Dallas winning this. Okay, Spitfire, Houston, the Battle of the One Tricks. This is going to be a 3-0, and I don't know which way it's going to go because
I have Houston 3-0 because I think Doom beats Ryan.
Yeah,
I feel like if there was a tank comp to counter, Ryan's the easiest.
I have it 3-0
because Doom's
also.
so new. You know what I mean? Ryan's been
Yeah.
Ryan, so everyone knows, and there hasn't been a change to Ryan that's just like different besides the dual fire strike.
Yeah, I have it 3-0 also, and it's not because of the tanks at all. It's because Pelican is better than every single player on the Lennon Spitfire combined. He is better than every single one of those players on all of their roles. Like Pelican,
Sparker,
dude, Sparker is like
Sparker's good.
He's a middle of the pack player.
But he's good on Tracer.
Oh no, he is good. I just think though that like he's not even in the top. Like I could name, without even looking at player rosters or thinking of teams, I could name 10 better Tracers than him.
Okay, 10.
If you include APAC.
Okay.
But also some.
Do it.
Some.
I want to hear 10. I want to know if you know 10 Tracers right now.
Some teams have 2 players that can play Tracer better than he can.
Lip and Fleta.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, Kevster could pull out Tracer and Patafan could pull out Tracer, and I probably would be like, you know what? I think this could be close.
Yaki Flora.
Okay, both of them can play Tracer. You know what I mean? Like, there's some of these teams that, like, even, God, I'm trying to think who plays the Tracer for, Aspire plays Tracer for the Vancouver Titans, and he's better at Tracer than Sparker is.
What about Boston?
Striker.
Well, no, I know, but the other...
Oh, no, their second DPS isn't. But I'm just saying, that's just one, though. But some teams have 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's severely overrated. I say 3-0 Houston, and I don't think it's fucking close. And I think this will be the match that, like, London Spitfire is like, we're so fucking lost against a team that knows how to beat a Reinhardt comp.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Hottie, how is this guy in the league, bro? And, like, the chat and Twitch or YouTube fucking loves Hottie. They're like, they call him Chatty, Chatty or whatever. Fucking, that's so annoying, dude. Okay, San Francisco Shock versus Los Angeles Gladiators. Banger.
Yeah, 3-1. San Fran.
Yeah, I have 3-0 San Francisco. I know I said banger.
I think
it's a banger because of storylines.
I still think Reiner is gonna
be better than Kolush.
Kolush, yeah. Unfortunate, but
yeah, but everyone else is better on Shock, right?
Yeah,
I think so too. Boston.
So that's why I'm gonna give them 1, because even
maybe they'll get a monkey map.
Well, like that's what I'm saying, because like even Superset on stream, he was like, they're really good. The only thing that I can say negative is Kolush is like a good Winston, but he tends to int some, like he has some plays where it's just like what, and then he gets bailed out.
Yeah, I think though that like
where I don't think you really see that much from Reiner. I think Reiner plays like a perfect monkey where it's like perfectly aggressive, but also perfectly not too aggressive.
But I also don't think Reiner's carrying his team.
Well, no, but I think he's
like. Do you remember like Fearless carried on Monkey?
Well, yeah.
Okay, Mag carried on Monkey. Reiner's like he's there. He's like being a good monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so he's a monkey with. Well, it's hard to say because you could say the same thing about Kolush on Monkey then with San Francisco. Like he's a monkey with good support, but then it's like
that's what I'm saying. Kolush is also just like he's a place filler, and you could replace him with another tank, and they would get the same results.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I'm saying like Reiner is like a key part of LA. Like if LA didn't have Reiner right now, they would not be where they're at.
Yeah, that's true. Boston Uprising versus Toronto Defiant. I have Toronto. I put 3-1. Honestly,
I put 3-1 as well.
I'm gonna change it to 3-0. I think I've talked myself out of Boston. I had a lot of support for them going into the league, and then Striker's not enough for this team. I don't know. I don't know what's enough for this team to be good, but it's not fucking just Striker. So
yeah, poor Crimzo.
Atlanta Reign versus Vancouver Titans, bro. 3-0. That
3-0.
shit.
Yeah, that one. We're gonna have to talk about that one.
Dallas Fuel versus Paris Eternal.
3-0.
3-0. It's not close. And then Washington versus Boston. I also have 3-0. And like this whole last day, I don't think a map gets won besides the team that wins. Like
the Sunday is gonna be kind of boring. It'll be a snooze fest.
That's gonna be
your banger game is again the Saturday midday game.
Yeah, and then there's a banger on Friday also, the last one, the Toronto-Dallas game.
Now, what we all really came here for, APAC.
Okay. We do have a lot of fucking matches for APAC. Holy shit.
It's just they're playing their round robin.
Yeah, and
which they always do. APAC is less exciting because it's like, oh, the matchups, and it's like, yeah, well,
The
you'll see
same
it. You'll see it next week.
You'll see the same exact one next week.
Which kind of sucks because it's like if you're a bad team in APAC, you're just
getting
bad
farmed.
forever.
Yeah, you're getting farmed. I mean, we can do it really quickly and say why. I think okay. Also, the Fusion signed a new player.
They fully released their roster too, so they could talk about it.
What do you mean?
Like yesterday,
Oh.
Halo said like I can finally tell you because apparently they were like really hush hush.
Yeah.
MN3.
MN3, that's who they signed, and I'm not.
Men in Black 3.
I'm not like off the goop right now, right? Because did he go back and play Contenders last year? Dude, I'm confusing MN3 with someone else. Okay, yeah, MN3 is
SM9.
Okay, the first match is the Shanghai Dragons versus the Philadelphia Fusion.
I have this 3-0.
You don't even give them a map.
No, I had it 3-1 and I switched it 3-0 yesterday because I was like, the way Shanghai looks so good, and like if Zarya is gonna come out, I you know what I
Okay,
Shanghai has hit scan out the wazoo, so that's why
I haven't
I'm
put
like,
my Preds in either. But if you think about what's meta right now, and you think Soldier Tracer, and you've got a player who's probably the best on both of those characters, you know what I mean? Almost, you know what I mean? Like Lip and Fleta both are probably
could play interchange. I was just
it
about to
does
say,
not
who do you think
fucking
is going to
matter,
play what? And I think
it doesn't matter.
I think Lip will play Soldier because
I think so too.
Because
Fleta's
Ash
cheaper
is
than Tracer.
closer to Soldier than Tracer is closer to Soldier in terms of long range hit scan.
But I also think that if they want to pull out Genji, that's fine. Like they'll keep Lip on Soldier, and then
But who
Fleta
are
will
you?
go Genji.
Oh,
Well, I mean, yeah, they can pull up who are you, but I mean, in mid game.
well, and
Like,
then
Fleta
you never
plays
know.
Genji.
Fleta could play. He could play Echo still because obviously,
oh, fuck yeah, you can play.
yeah, because Pelican is showing that it definitely still works.
And then Lip can pull out his Tracer and also be fucking a god.
Yeah,
so
but what's crazy is that Tracer is countering Echo really hard right now, so it's like
yeah. Also, this meta could be totally different than what
they could even not play Soldier and literally just play Echo Tracer.
they could. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. I mean, they could pull out something even crazier.
I just know that if Shanghai meets Houston, Houston is fucked because they will go Echo Tracer, or they'll go Tracer Sombra again, like classic, and
Yeah.
Dante will just be put in a spin cycle looking at spawn.
Yeah, you will. And also, you don't have to worry about tanks here because you got one, probably the greatest tank of all time, like in Fate, in terms of the Overwatch League. Not just like you know what I mean? Like he's like one of the most consistent players ever on tank. And then you've got Void. Who on off tank.
His wrecking, or no?
Okay.
Fate was a wrecking ball, right?
Yeah. Apart from Hanbin on Zarya, I think Void is the best off tank in the league, and I think he's better than Hanbin because he can play
other
tanks
at a higher level.
Yeah.
Like Hanbin may have him on Zarya, but he has him on every other off tank.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he can play other tanks makes him more valuable than Hanbin. So
I think Shanghai has the strongest tank line.
Yeah, I talked myself into a 3-0 there. I wanted to give them a map just because you never can count out Carpe to me, just because Carpe's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like we've seen it too often where there's one DPS isn't enough right now.
Yeah, I know. And we don't know how good Zest and MN3 are going to compete. So that's fine. Guangzhou versus Valiant.
I have Guangzhou 3-1. I have no idea about either of these teams.
Fucking wrong. Valiant are winning this match.
I know nothing about these two teams. I will be completely honest. I know nothing, and I don't care to know anything.
Okay, I also don't fucking care about this match at all.
This is a match where I will actually be sleeping through. I will be up for because like Friday, Shanghai plays at 5 a.m. our time. I will watch that whole match. I don't care, even though I have to work the rest of the day. I will snooze through the Guangzhou Los Angeles game, and I will watch the highlights of the Seoul game with them winning at 8.
Oh man, that's kind of funny. The only reason I'm saying,
and I cannot be alone in those.
Okay, the only reason that I think Valiant are gonna win this and that they're better than people are like, Lily Valiant. Okay, Dia is actually a cracked out DPS player, and he would have been in the league previously, but he declined the offer originally from the Valiant, and then he played for, he played for the Spark, and then he also was like in the league season 1, right? So this guy is good, and he finally like decided to play again just because like the Valiant don't look shit, and their coach put on like their Chinese Twitter, like Weibo or whatever it's called. He was like, I've been thinking about my strategy from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. and then like he literally talks about how like all he does is live, breathe coaching Overwatch. So like now they've got this like solid like coaching staff. They've got innovation on DPS to go with Dia, and those are the two you're gonna see. There's no shot Becky comes down and fucking plays because I've got no fucking clue who Becky is, man. And then
Coldest.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing for
And
tank.
who's
because,
Langsa?
yeah, he's also just like
That seems like they found him at the supermarket.
the fucking other
Said,
DPS.
hey, you play Overwatch?
Hacker or hacker, whatever it is, he's the Sombra one trick. So you know what? If they find a team that they need to win with Sombra, that's the only character he ever plays. So
Makes sense.
Hacker. That fucking poor Guangzhou team, I think, is the worst team right now in APAC. So I have 3-1 Valiant.
Pull up the Guangzhou roster real quick. Let me see. Let me see these boys' names.
Okay.
I'm literally just gonna judge it off of their names because Becky's lowering the value.
I mean, you'll know some of these players.
Oh, Eileen.
Yeah, Rio.
The
Krong.
freaking Reaper God.
Yeah, okay. Choi Se-wan is going to be playing from, like, Ping.
Mm.
Otherwise, I would probably predict him because Choi Se-wan is a good ass tracer. Developed because he was on the Shanghai Dragons last year.
Yeah.
They never played.
But Eileen is good. So and Reaper has seen playtime though.
I know. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that ups this team a little bit is that far away.
Yeah, far away.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm staying 3-1.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll agree to disagree here, and I will.
That's fine.
I will move up in the ranks.
Rio and Krong were a good tank line 2 years ago, and since then, like, bro, this fucking tank line sucks dick, bro. Okay, Sparker. Hongsha Spark Soul Dynasty?
3-0.
Okay.
Dynasty.
Yeah. Okay, I love Shy. I love a lot of what he did last year with the Spark, but yeah. I'm going to skip some matches just because, like, we're going to go through fucking
Chengdu versus
19
Guangzhou.
matches. Yeah, I'm going to say
3-0.
Yeah. 3-0 Chengdu.
Shanghai Spark 3-0.
3-0, yeah.
Seoul
Dynasty,
Valiant 3-0. Don't say anything otherwise. I don't want to hear your hot take. No one wants to hear it because it's wrong.
3-1.
Okay.
Valiant gets a map there for me. Okay. Philadelphia versus Guangzhou.
3-0.
3-0. Chengdu versus Seoul Dynasty. This is a banger.
This is a
This is a
club
fucking good one, dude.
certified hood banger. This is fucking. I have Seoul Dynasty 3-2 because Chengdu released like everyone besides League.
I think also Seoul Dynasty.
I think it's another one of those where like Leave can't do enough, and like that was the story of last year. You know what I mean? Like Leave couldn't do any more, and they weren't able to.
The thing that scares me is that Jinmu is a full-time DPS player now. He came in and played Pharah and like Echo. Well, he didn't play Echo for it. He played Pharah. You know what I mean?
Only.
He played Sombra sometimes.
And his Pharah was good.
Yes, I know, but like that's all he knows.
And
now
Pharah's
he has
not
to,
being played
and now
at all.
he has to be your main DPS with Leave, bro. That's not happening, man.
Mm-mm.
I say 3-1 Chengdu or 3-1 Seoul Dynasty. Okay, dude. Fuck this match. Los Angeles is just Spark. Bro, no one's watching this.
No one's watching this.
Okay,
but I have the Spark 3-1.
I have Spark 3-2. I think it's Valiant are going to be okay. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
You had week 4 open, I assume, because you were like, there's so many matches. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? It's still 3 matches each day.
Okay, so we've done all our Preds. We talked about last week. Finally, we're just going to do a very quick power ranking for where we think teams deserve to be, not where they are.
And then we will give you our APAC one. No, our APAC one should still stand because nothing's happened yet.
Yeah, APAC. Well, you could say what you think it is, though.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll just say my APAC because I can say it off the top of my head.
Oh, dang, this guy's fucking flexing on me.
Yeah, dude. Shanghai 1.
Duh.
Seoul Dynasty 2.
Do you have a tier gap anywhere? Tell me.
Right there.
Okay, yeah.
Chengdu 3. Tier gap. Then Philadelphia. Tier gap.
Oh my fucking god.
And then Spark, Guangzhou, Valiant.
You still have the Valiant last? That blows my mind, man.
I want to be proven wrong. You know what? Prove me wrong because you
have-
haven't given me any reason.
I really haven't.
No, not you. I'm saying just in general.
No,
like,
I know I haven't either. But Shanghai, Seoul, and then I think there's a gap. Or I think there's a gap between Seoul and Shanghai, honestly. But
to keep it,
Seoul, yeah, Shanghai, Seoul.
if there was
and
a
then-
team to beat Shanghai, that's
Yeah.
why I ranked them there.
And then this fucking Philly Fusion and Chengdu, are like tied for third for me. Like I don't really know who's better between them now. And then Spark, Valiant, Guangzhou. So we've really only switched like one. It's just I have Spark or Valiant one higher.
That's you have Guangzhou as the worst. I have Valiant.
Yeah. Okay. Give me your fucking top 3 since this is a fat fuck. You know what? Well, the top 2 are obvious.
Yeah, I'll do 5 then because I think we can agree that the top 2 are San Francisco Shock.
Do we think the Gladiators are number 2? Because I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think
I would like them to be
San
number 2.
Francisco's 1.
That's easy.
Question. Number 2, you tell me who you think, and I'll tell you who I think is number 2 right now. Going into this week, who you think is honestly number 2?
Dallas Fuel.
I think it's so hard because I want to say 2 teams. Okay, Dallas Fuel I agree with. They could definitely be number 2. But I honestly would say Washington or Toronto. And I'd have to go with Washington because Washington beat Toronto.
Yeah. I was going to put those 2 teams at 3-4.
Okay. I just think, though, that, like, well, yeah, but Dallas beat Washington.
Atlanta's 3-0 is so much worse than Dallas's 3-0. Because
you say Atlanta?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Atlanta.
Because Houston, although they're ranked 8th, like this ranking isn't really like.
They're not really 8th, they're 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Yeah, so it looks really bad. Houston is still really good so far. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they're still going to be good. Like, they're not going to be number 1 anymore, I don't think, because they've already taken some hard losses. But I still think Dallas has a chance to be 3-0 because be 2 because they only played 3 matches. Houston, we've seen 4, and they've lost now 2. They're 500.
Well, and the only match they lost against was against Houston when they got caught off guard with the Doom Fist. You know what I mean?
Literally, I do not think
they lose that.
They could have. I don't think they lose it again, and I do not think that Houston has ever played better Overwatch than right there.
Yeah, they were in front of a home crowd too. So
yeah, you know what I mean. It's electric.
I agree.
We sat in the Dallas section, and the Dallas section was, even when the match hadn't even started yet, like we were outnumbered 3-1.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. That's fine. And also, Dallas put the beat down on Gladiators, honestly, even though it was close. That's
because like Houston's win over Dallas, everyone's just pretting Dallas high. No one knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't say like they beat a great team. No one knew what anyone was. You know what I mean? When Dallas beat LA was already 2-0, so they were already a good team. Established for that week. I know we're talking still super early, but that's my logic behind it.
Moving forward, you know what I mean?
Yeah, moving forward, I still think Dallas's loss can be discredited because it was so early in the season.
And they have the 3-0 against Washington,
because it's the same thing. If you would have had the same judgment last year, you would have the Shock at number 9 right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're basing it off of last year, because then because Houston, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well then. So the one big gripe that people have with that is that what looks worse, like what do you count more, their loss to Houston or their beat to Washington, because they're both 3-0s, and I think that
for Houston?
For Dallas, because they beat Washington 3-0, and that looks really good now.
Yeah.
And they lost to Houston 3-0, and Houston has started doing poorly. So which one are you weighing higher? And
I'm weighing the Washington one higher because, like I said, it was so early.
And then they 3-0'd Atlanta. So they you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dallas at 2. Now, do you put LA at 3? Because I don't.
No, I just told you. I think Washington, Toronto, LA.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say San Francisco, Dallas, Washington, LAG, Toronto.
Okay.
I want to like Toronto, but
that's fair. They have still more to prove.
Yeah, more to prove.
Yeah. Washington, if
Washington wins next week. If Toronto wins next week.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then I look stupid.
Yeah. I think Washington has proven themselves to me. Their match against Atlanta was enough. This is a good team now. I'm not worried about them losing anymore to like bad teams.
Well, now that you also have I think Washington was one of those teams they literally just needed the wind under them. Now they're just they're gonna set sail because they finally have confidence.
And their loss is to what we're ranking the number 2 team in Dallas. So it's like, you know what I mean? So that's fine. We'll go Washington and then Toronto. LA and then Toronto. And then do you have? Here's the rest of the fucking circle of suck: Florida, London, and Houston. Of those 3 teams,
I think that's obvious. I think it's Houston, Florida, London.
Wait, did we put Atlanta? Oh, we put I didn't mention it, but Atlanta would probably be right under
Toronto.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it goes Toronto, Atlanta, Houston, then what was the other option?
London, Florida, Houston.
So Florida next.
Yeah.
Then I'm actually going to say New York.
Holy shit. I totally didn't even think about bringing a team up.
New York deserves to come up.
I would put New York above London, and this match against Florida will decide what I think. And since I preded them above Florida, I will put them above Florida. But I think
and I would agree with that either way. If you had them above or below Florida,
I think so too. And
then the bottom
is fucking London.
I would say Boston, Paris, Boston.
Wait, you still have to remember London though.
Okay, London, Boston, Vancouver, Paris.
Damn, he said Vancouver's better than Paris?
I think Vancouver just has a better team.
I think they have a better team too.
They have a better team.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if it goes to Sigma Comp, I put Paris. But anything else, I think Vancouver strictly has a better team. I don't like Shockwave, just for whatever reason, because I think he underperformed in Philadelphia. But I feel like he's done nothing but good things for Vancouver. And I think Vancouver threw by putting Mir in. I think maybe they win a game. Like, you know what I mean? If they would have left Shockwave in.
Well, like I said, they're like a puzzle piece away from being.
Yeah, they're experimenting, and you could tell because they were still lost, even though it was the opener.
Okay, well then I'll restate what our power ranking is, just so you can hear it. San Francisco at number 1, then we have Dallas Fuel at number 2, and then we put Washington at number 3, Los Angeles Gladiators at number 4. We've got Toronto at number 5, Atlanta at number 6, and then we've got New York Excelsior at number 7, Florida at 8.
No. You messed it up.
I missed Houston, didn't I?
Houston.
Okay. Yeah.
Atlanta, Houston,
and then New York, and then Florida, and then
I'm interchanging mine. I'm saying the other way.
Yeah. And then London, Boston, Paris, Vancouver, Paris. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit! There's so many teams.
The problem is I have an attachment to Yaki Flora.
I do.
I like watching him play.
I like that team a lot. That's like kind of like my fallback team. Okay, I enjoy what Toronto's doing right now because I appreciate like an underdog story. But my true, like, if I'm not rooting for, like, Washington if I'm not cheering for Shanghai, I'm cheering for Washington and New York. Like, those are two teams I want to see succeed because there's players that I've grown to, like, really like.
And mine are Shanghai for APAC, and then I have my Dallas Fuel and my LA Gladiators.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I like Toronto. Toronto's my, dark horse.
Well, I want to see Dallas do good just because... To me, they're more of a home team than Houston is, even though we're closer to Houston. I
just think they have a bigger impact on the community in general because they were just better over the years.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, Dallas has been really fucking bad. And in fact, both these teams have been dog shit in the past. The only difference is that Houston actually, up until last year, was the better org because they've won a stage before.
And then Dallas won.
And then Dallas won 2 tournaments. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I think that's pretty much it for us. Do you have an easy clap of the week?
I don't actually. Maybe the easy clap of the week is everyone that didn't get into the Overwatch 2 beta because it closes tomorrow, Tuesday. RIP Bozo. Maybe you get it next time. Or it's everyone complaining that there's no comp in Overwatch 2. It's a fucking beta. Get over it.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give myself the easy clap of the week for right now. One for underrating Toronto. Because wow, dude, I'm fucking so stupid, man. This team was actually good.
I said that. That is my comeback.
And then the other thing that I totally underrated, this is not Overwatch related, is how much I fucking enjoy playing the new map in Apex. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't ask what we were doing.
I didn't ask what we were doing.
Dude,
playing a lot of Apex, and
you know what?
I fucking enjoy this map.
I have an easy clap. Yeah, that's not you, surprisingly. No, I think the easy clap, if we're gonna make it not Overwatch, I think the easy clap is everyone that's complaining about the new RP system.
Oh, I like that too, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we have gained RP at a ridiculous level. And don't be like, because you're a diamond or a master smurfing. No. Everyone got fucking reset, bitch. Like, everyone's landing with diamond and master trails. And we've had teams land on top of us, and they get fucking smoked.
Yeah, we farm.
They get 3-0'd.
That's hilarious. Like, I hadn't played Apex, or both of us hadn't played Apex Rank until last season, and farming Masters teams.
Yes, this is your game, bro. And I'm playing on controller.
Wait, my favorite is that when I was like solo queuing and trying to get to Masters, and I was 100 points off. It doesn't matter. before the season ended. That's what happened.
Your season ended a little early.
My favorite thing was that someone in the chat, like when we were talking with a random Phil, he's like, "Hey man, what game do you come from?" And then I was just like, he's like, "Did you not play Apex before this?" Because I was like in Plat at the time or something like that, and I was just like, "Oh man, yeah, this is my first season playing ever." He's like, "Dude, I've been playing since season 2."
Damn.
I was like, "Holy shit, bro!"
That's like when people flame you for being I get it all the time. You're a silver border plat tank, and I'm like, well, this isn't my tank account.
Yeah, it's
first off,
like I was like, "Yeah, dude, I play Overwatch." Like,
they're like, oh,
I fucking came over from playing fucking like.
Okay, wait.
Soldiers
To end it nicely, we have to say what our Apex names are now that we brought up Apex. Yeah, you have to say it.
Am I okay?
The one you are currently playing on.
Oh yeah, it's Sim for Chaeyoung. Now let me tell you something about Chaeyoung really quick.
Okay.
That's my fucking girl. She went out. Twice had a fucking encore tour in LA these last 2 days, and I'm so sad that I missed it. And Chaeyoung looks so good.
Okay. All right.
I love her. Wait, guys, look at
we'll segue into my name.
Chaeyoung
My name is currently AT&T Girls Huge Knockers, and I have some pretty banger names. My names aren't because I fetishize that stuff. Like, I always have banger names. Like,
no one even knows who that is.
Dude, okay, wait. We had 2 games in a row where someone said her actual real name.
Oh, it's Lily, I think.
Yeah,
right?
they were like, wait, Lily from AT&T? And I was like, yo, no, this is Jake from State Farm.
Now, see, the difference is that you like AT&T Girl because of Huge Knockers, and I like Chaeyoung because she's
no
just
knockers.
Like, I don't even pay attention to that, bro. She's like the purest soul ever. Chaeyoung sim for life, bro.
Whoa. There's nothing. I think the AT&T Girl has a great soul.
In the podcast.
Yeah.
In the podcast.